Hello, and welcome to a rest and restore yoga practice. This is a quick practice that you can use to just ground yourself, maybe after work, or if you're feeling anxious, or if you wake up and you're just kind of in a fight or flight mood. This is a good practice to just have on hand to ground your central nervous system, to bring you back to a calmer state, and to help you move on throughout the day in a better place. So we'll get started in a comfortable seated position. So come to whatever position that looks like for you. You might be sitting on a bolster, you might be just sitting like I am, kneeling. And then I want you to ground down by either bringing your palms facing down or facing up, closing your eyes, and just coming to your breath. And being present here. I invite you to bring your right hand to your belly, your left hand to your heart. You're going to do some breathing exercises here. So I want you to inhale all the way in and down to your belly, pushing your left or your right hand out. And then bringing that breath up to the top of your lungs to push your left hand out. And then exhaling, release. Trying that a few more times. Inhale, breathing all the way in and down, pushing your belly out, and then lifting that breath up, pushing your left hand out, and then releasing. Inhale all the way in and down, filling up your belly, and then lifting that breath up, moving your left hand, and then exhaling completely. One last time. Inhale all the way in and down, breathing, pushing your belly out, and then lifting that breath up towards your left hand, moving your left hand out, and then exhaling completely. Now just keeping your hands where they are, just breathing normally. Feeling the shift that a big, long, deep breath, an actual full breath can feel. And then I invite you to open your eyes. We're going to start seated. We're going to stack our legs on top of each other. Sometimes this pose is called fire log. So we're going to keep our left leg bent. Our toes are really flexed. And then we're going to bring our right foot and stack it on top of your left foot. So you want to bring your knee on top of your left foot and your right foot on top of your left knee. So they're stacking on top of each other. Now this posture can be really intense in the hips. So if your hips are really tight, I invite you to bring a blanket, a block, a book, whatever you need to help you relax into this pose. This class is all about relaxing your central nervous system. So you want to get into the posture, and then you want to be able to relax and not have any effort, any strain in it. It may be a little bit chilly, so you may need to grab some socks as well, because we're going to be holding these postures for a little bit of time. Or if you're nice and warm, you're welcome to do it barefoot. So getting into that posture. Once you're in the posture, I invite you to bring your hands to your side, palms facing down, closing your eyes, and then just come to your breath. Breathing here. Focusing your breath on the inhale and the exhale. Your mind starts to wander. Bring it back to the breath. Bring it back to this present moment. Closing your eyes, just being here in your body. Breathing in and out through your nose. This is a deeper stretch, a deeper sensation. So we won't be holding it for as long as some of the other postures. But our hips are an important part that we need to open up and stretch. When we're standing and walking, we're moving our body repeatedly in the same motion. And that's why we need to open up and stretch those hip muscles, because they get too tight when they're walking and moving in the same motion all the time. Our hips are also where we store a lot of emotions. It can be where we store anger. It can be where we store any misbeliefs about ourselves. So if you feel sensations coming up, or if you feel stories coming up, or things that you haven't thought about, those are sometimes things that we're holding on to, that we may have thought we let go, but they're being stored in our body. And I invite you to just notice them, and then just breathe them away. Breathe any sensations away. And just coming back to your breath. We're going to switch sides now. So I invite you to slowly open your eyes and coming to the opposite side. Now this side may be tighter, it might be the same. Every day is a new day, and every time you do a different posture, it might feel different. So you're wanting to bring your right foot flexed underneath, and then bringing your left knee on top of your right foot, and your left foot on top of your right knee. This side is a lot more intense for me. So I am going to actually bring a block underneath just to support. Just gives that extra support so that there's not as much strain on the left hip. And then I'm just going to breathe here. Now that I'm in my posture, closing my eyes, bringing my hands down by my side. Just coming into my breath. Feeling that release in your body. Feeling that beautiful stretch in your outer hip. Just allowing yourself to be present here. Inhaling and exhaling. Being okay with the silence in between. Your mind starts to wander, if you start to feel sensations come up, or you're feeling a little bit of a different emotion, just acknowledge it. And then I invite you to breathe it away. I'm only going to be holding this for a few more breaths. So just stay here, stay present. Focusing on the inhale and the exhale all the way down and into the base of your spine. Big, deep, long breaths. Exhaling through your nose. On your next inhale, I invite you to open your eyes. We're going to come into another posture. So moving your block, your book, your pillow, whatever you are using to support you, or if there was nothing, just moving into a supported side, a supported front stretch. So we're going to extend our legs long on the mat. You're going to need 2 blocks for this posture. So you're going to stack your blocks on top of each other. You're going to want them, I'm going to move my legs so you can see. So you're going to want them a long ways. So one long ways and then one upright. If you have more flexibility, you can drop it down, stack it on top. But I invite you to make sure that you're coming into the posture at not your peak pose, that you're able to hold it for a long time. So extending your legs out in front of you, you're wanting to have them splayed out a little bit, but still making sure you're keeping your legs in alignment. They're not going out to the side. So in alignment. And then you want to inhale, bring your body down towards the blocks. You're going to want to bend around your spine. You're going to see the rounding in your spine. And then extending your arms, you're going to reach either for your ankles, your toes, wherever you feel you can hold this posture the longest without feeling a strain. So for me, it's just bringing my hands down towards my side and then resting my forehead on the block. So if you need to move your blocks closer to you, I invite you to do that. And then once you get into the posture, I want you to come back to your breath, close your eyes, and then just breathe here. And there should be no straining, there should be no flexing in the feet, just relaxing all of your muscles as much as you can. Feeling that beautiful stretch through the back body, through your upper back, through your neck, through your lower back, through the backs of your legs, even through your hips, back of your hip bones, and pelvis. And then just breathing here. Being present in this moment, staying here in this posture. This is a very calming and soothing posture. It's a forward fold. It's allowing you to bring all your energy back towards you. Just be here, resting. Your mind starts to wander, bring it back to your breath. Breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. I'm going to hold it for a few more breaths. In your next inhale, I invite you to slowly roll up, moving your blocks off to the side. I'm going to come into supported bridge. Now, if you do not know what supported bridge is, I invite you to watch this and then get into supported bridge, because I don't want you moving your head side to side while you're getting into it. It can be kind of dangerous for your cervical spine. So what I want you to do is to bring your feet hip width apart, so that if you are not sure what hip width is, it's 2 fists. Bring them in between your hands, and that's hip width. And then we're going to come laying on our back. We're going to bring our fingertips to our heels, so walking your feet as close to your fingertips as you can. And then placing a block underneath your pelvis. So you're going to bring your hips up and then bring your block underneath. So you want to make sure your block is underneath your hips and not up too high and not too low. Okay, so underneath your hips, so it's supporting you. Now this might be enough for you, depending on how tight your lower spine is. If you are feeling like you want to go a little bit deeper, you're welcome to bring in a second block. I'm going to give you different variations, so you can keep your knees bent or you can straighten your legs. You can splay the legs out to the side so you can hold it longer. And now I invite you, if you haven't already gotten into the position, to get into supported bridge. And find whatever variation is calling you. Maybe trying both, see what you like. If your legs are straight and then it gets too intense, you can bend them. And I just want you to relax your arms by your side, palms facing down, and then closing your eyes and coming back to your breath. Breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. It's a beautiful heart opener. It's a gentle stretch on the front of your body, allowing you to draw your shoulders back, so helping with posture. It's also lengthening your spine, creating space in between each of your vertebrae. As you are standing all the time, you're actually compressing the spaces in between each vertebrae. So this posture helps allow you to lengthen and create space in your spine. Also allows you to draw a connection to your pelvis, to your sacral chakra, allowing you to ground. Very calming pose in the sense that it grounds you. It allows you to be here, be present. Your mind is wandering and you're going off somewhere else. I invite you to just come back to your breath. We're only going to be here for a few more breaths. On your next inhale, I invite you to slowly remove one block from, if you have two blocks, to remove one block out. If you have only one block, stay with the one block and just breathe here. Try not to flatten your back, leave that slight little bend, but just lower your pelvis onto the block. Just feel that settled change in your spine, that stretching, the lengthening in the spine. And now I invite you to remove the next block out from underneath you, bringing your pelvis down to the mat, but not flattening it against the mat, just lowering your pelvis. And just feeling that beautiful lengthening that you have now in your spine. Feeling that little curve that you just created. Maybe feeling any sensation, any energy that's moving down in that area that you woke up. And now I invite you to roll to one side. You pick whatever side is calling you, left or right, and come to a fetal position. We're going to roll over and come into a child's pose, a restorative child's pose. So we're going to bring our knees nice and wide. So I would say about mat width apart if you can. If that's too much for you, you can bring your legs together. And we're going to extend our arms out above us by making sure we bend our elbows and we're not pulling too much. This is a restorative, relaxing posture. So we're making sure we're still stretching our torso long, but just not straining our arms. So once you have your arms in place, I invite you to bring your forehead down towards the mat and then drop your hips back as much as you can. And just breathe here. This is a nice calming posture again. You have your forehead resting on the mat. And your forehead in yoga is considered your third eye. And when you rub on this pressure point, it helps you release and relax. Very calming when you press on it. It's calming for your vagal nerves, calming for your central nervous system. It allows you to maybe take a deep breath and let go and be present here. There's nowhere else you need to be right now. It's just here, restoring, relaxing. We're almost done. A few more breaths here in this posture before we come into our final resting posture. Just staying here, focusing on your breath, inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, I invite you to slowly walk your hands towards your body, rolling up. Our final posture is going to be legs up the wall. So I invite you, you can move your mat so that it's square against the wall. For recording purposes, I'm going to keep my mat where it is, and I'm just going to show you how to get into legs up the wall. So you're going to come right up as close to the wall as you can get. And then I'm going to get you to kick your legs up the wall. Now, if you are cold, I invite you to pause the video and grab some socks and a blanket and put them on. If not, stay with me. We're gonna bring our legs up. We're gonna walk our body as close to the wall as we can. Now you can grab whatever props you would like. You can stay as this way, whatever works best for you. You wanna flex your feet and then bringing your arms either to rest on your belly, out to the side, whatever is calling you, do that. I'm gonna rest mine on my belly. Close your eyes and then just breathe here. This is such a beautiful exercise for draining your legs. If you've been standing all day, this is so therapeutic because sometimes the blood is not flowing as well, and this is allowing you to drain your lymphatic system. It's allowing you to rest and restore. Today, we're not going to do Shavasana. This will be our version of Shavasana. So once you're in the posture how you would like, closing your eyes, and then just breathing here. If your legs start to get really tingly or fall asleep, I invite you to bend your knees and bring your sole of your foot onto the wall. This just allows your blood to circulate a little bit more back into your feet. And then you're welcome to extend your legs straight again once the sensation has passed. We're going to stay here for a little bit of time. I invite you just to be present here. Maybe to tap into your body and feel the sensations. Making sure you're breathing in and all the way down to the base of your spine and exhaling completely. Focusing on staying here, being present with your breath. Breathing here to rest and restore, to calm your nervous system. To rinse and reset. On your next inhale, I invite you to bend your knees, drawing the soles of your feet onto the wall. You can open your eyes. To get out of this posture, we're going to drop our legs to one side, just rolling down, and then coming up to a comfortable seated position and meeting me here in the middle of your mat or the side of your mat, wherever your positioning is. And just bringing your hands to heart center, thanking yourself for showing up, for doing this for yourself, for moving your body, for resetting and restoring. From my heart to your heart, namaste. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you liked this